Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what subject I have to speak, but what I was told by my colleagues that Mr. Sundar Swami desires me to speak on entrepreneurship. Is that the right brief?
Correct.
Okay. But first of all, I must thank IAA for inviting me here, and congratulations for your 75th anniversary celebrations. And I wish all of you, first of all, very, very happy, prosperous Diwali and coming Happy New Year. There are in life some friends you cannot say no to ever whenever they call you for something. And Sundar Swami is one of such friend I have. I do certainly say and remind my friend Mr. Sam Balsara, when I went to him in 1990-91, Sam must have conveniently forgotten about it and should forget about it, which is natural. When I said, Sam, I'm starting a private satellite television channel. So he also, as usual with everybody, like anybody else, said, "ये कैसे होगा? हो नहीं सकता है." दूरदर्शन सरकार का काम है ये काम करना, not private sector काम. So anyway, this is a long journey. I was seeing your agenda since morning, which is how to flourish as a mid-sized media agency. Next one was preparing to win a hyper-competitive, in a hyper-competitive environment, and then the panel discussion on path ahead for an emerging agency. And I heard some of the talks. In fact, I should have come a little bit earlier, because what does the media company do? We pick up the things, what is going on in a conclave or place like this. You hear few things from here, there, and make your speech and put it back to the audiences. That's the job of the media. I heard Vinod say that they kill any time they discover that there is some politics going on in their agency, they kill it there and then. Let me tell you, we have not succeeded. None of the media company have succeeded. Without politics, there cannot be a media company. And you must have experienced some of it. Also, I think I'll take another liberty that because not very well educated, English not being my mother tongue, I can take certain liberties. So if you break entrepreneurship into three different sectors, things, if you can write on your piece of paper, you write enter, pre. Pre means pre-nuptial agreement, something. So enter, pre, and nure, I don't know, I'm sure this must be some word, some Latin word or something. So I take it that you are entering into an unknown area is entrepreneurship. Enter pre-knowledge, when you don't know about it, but you still dare to enter into it. That's one line explanation of entrepreneurship. And when you enter into it, you create an enterprise. So I will just speak for 5-10 minutes, and I guess as you and I all like questioning and answering, I would rather do that instead of making a long speech. But when do you enter to an unknown area? That means you have no fear of a known thing. You don't know about what is in it for you when you're entering into that business. Then you can probably figure out once you have entered, which may be probably a little bit anti or against your business model, because you would like to make money by doing market researches, by doing focus group discussions, then telling to an entrepreneur what kind of business you should enter. But I think we as a SL Group, which boasts of almost 35,000 crores rupees of annual turnover, of course, you mostly, more celebrated is Puneet's business, which is Z, but still it is about 35% of our overall group business. We are in various different fields. I'm not here to really tell you all details about myself, as Harry very openly opened himself to many things and explained how many things he's doing. So coming on to this, that fear of unknown is also one of the thing. If you are ready to take that kind of a thing, you can be successful in the entrepreneurship. And also, I do believe that the downturns or the failures in life are the opportunities for us to all learn more and more and correct ourselves and to be more successful in the future. Many times when I see such debates going on that no, we should remain totally independent, and somebody says no, we should do partnerships and we should grow in that environment, do not hesitate in partnering with the multinationals or other things. I would say you become multinational rather than making partnerships, but certainly partnerships are always good to have. And partnership does help in terms of knowing what you don't know. But we practiced at our SL Group as a thing that if you don't know things, like for example, when in the beginning, initial period of time of Z, we didn't know, we used to go and attend this kind of seminars, and there would be very experienced media barons and media executives, those who will say content is king, and some people will say no, distribution is king. So to my limited mind, which was not knowing much about the media, we said, okay, let's go for both. We had started the content and then we entered into distribution. So sometimes all it is linked of the fear of unknown and enter into, and your weaknesses you can turn into positives. Just 5 essentials, I think, to be a successful entrepreneur and run a business. Number 1, I put it that never go back on your commitments. Once you have shaken hands, you may not have inked the agreement, but maintain your commitment. And if due to some reasons you are not able to fulfill your commitment, you yourself make a call to the person who you have committed. Sorry, I'm not able to fulfill my commitment. I was to, whether it is the smallest thing that to pay your bills, or it is to honor any other deal, you should be the first one to call and say that, hey, I'm getting late, or this is my problem, let's find a solution. But keep your commitments. I do remember when the very first month, and I'm mentioning more of the examples because in the Z family, because that is what the gathering here would empathize much more. And I don't know whether there is somebody I don't think it was through Sam's company, but somebody, Ashok Kurian and Digvijay Singh were the first people, and it was just about 1.5 months when we started ZTV. There was no ratings, there was no measurement system. We used to receive lot of postcard letters from the viewers. We used to bundle them and we used to take to the agencies and show them, look, from where all we are getting the letters and responses. On that basis, we started getting the advertising revenues. So they came one day very, very excited. And they came and told me that we have got a deal of 1.5 crore of rupees. I jumped from my chair, I fell from my chair rather. I said, is it? How can it be? Who is the fool who gave you 1.5 crores of rupees to a network which is just started and no rating, nothing? We are every day, अगर 1 लाख का bill per day बन गया तो भी बहुत होता था in the beginning. So no, and then I understood the deal. I would not name the client, but he said, this is the deal. I said, look, you are going to lose 1.5 crore of rupees in this deal. And I explained both of them how they are going to lose 1.5 crore of rupees. It took me 1 hour, and I was not an advertising person, but I understood. मारवाड़ी होते हुए समझ में आता है पैसा क्या 2 और 2 4 होते हैं कि क्या होते हैं. So I said, oh, and then they realized, they said, oh, should we go and cancel the deal? I said, no, you cannot do that. Once you have committed, we will stay with it, stick with it. And I tell you, we fulfilled that. We didn't lose 1.5 crore, but we certainly lost about 80 lakhs in that deal. But we fulfilled the deal. So I would say that we must never go back on your words. And that's the only way that you can enhance and improve your credibility. There are times in life when, and more you get into the analytical side of the businesses, and when you're growing, when you're successful, you are being analyzed, you are on a stage every time, all the time. Everybody is looking at you, people are seeing what you are performing, what are you doing. They make their comments, they make their impressions. So in our case, once about 6 years back from now, I remember that there was an expert on the management and the sustainability of the businesses. And they did conclude that in Indian GC media scene, there cannot be 4 or 5 players. It cannot be more than 3 players. They concluded, I still have that study in my docket. And he said, and they analyzed on various parameters, and I don't think it was any planted, it was any motivated, but they did conclude that Z is likely to get sold to one of the other players. That's the law of something he had mentioned, some management jargon. But we understood, and it was, as I said, that it was not malicious, not in any manner taking dig at us, but we took it in our stride and we said, okay, doesn't matter. He's saying that in all these 5 players, there cannot be more than 4 players. So Z seemed to be weakest at the moment. So naturally, he concluded that Z could be the takeover target. So we said that is the catch point. That is the basic point. He's saying that you are the weak, so you can be taken over. You could be sold. So for us, for me personally, the takeaway from that research was that I have to become stronger. You have to become stronger. Continue to do your work diligently, and that's the only way you can avoid such an eventuality. So I'm saying it that things do come in life when sometimes you get fear, you get feel lonely, you get some things. But I think a true entrepreneur should never allow that fear to come in. The fear actually, if it sets in to our minds and system, let me tell you friends, it multiplies. It multiplies with every minute passing, with every moment passing. So, of course, I have learned it very different way that I do Vipassana, practice Vipassana, so that doesn't let this fear to multiply in my mind. But there are times in your life you You will feel the sense of fear of any kind of losses or losing people, losing your good talent. You will find fear of losing a client, or anything can happen. So please don't allow it to multiply in your mind, and you will be fine, because there's nothing permanent. The other thing I would say, as a true entrepreneurship, and here I will say a saying which my teacher Goenka ji used to tell us. He unfortunately expired 3 weeks back. He used to say that Bhutkal vyakul kare. If you think of the past, it creates a sense of regret in you. You always say, hey, if I would not have done this, I would have been much better off. I wish I would not have done this deal, I would have been better off. Or many things you will always, if you think of the past, there will be sense of regrets always, because they are more powerful, so they come in the forefront. Your successes which you think of the past, you always brush them aside because they were my doings. So you already had taken it for granted, but the regrets come really on top. Bhutkal vyakul kare ya bhavishya bharmaye. Future creates anxiety. It's always a fear that if we don't succeed in what I'm set out to do, what will happen? What will happen to me? What will happen to my family? So many things or various scenarios you can come across, and you get anxiety. But Bhutkal vyakul kare ya bhavishya bharmaye, vartaman mein jo jiye to jeena aa jaye. The art of living is only if you know how to live in the present. So as an entrepreneur also, I think the moment you live in the present, you accept that this moment I have succeeded, you accept it as a success. Don't be overjoyed, and if you have failure, just accept it, that this is the truth at this moment. Then you will have no worry, you will not be, it will not give you stress. And if the stress is not there, you can think clearly, you can think properly, and you can move on in life. So try to live in the present is my next mantra I'll suggest to all of you. Customer always is the key person of your success or being of an entrepreneur. Whenever we do anything, any action, what would my customer think of me? What would my customer look at me? Like Mr. Ali just said here, that we are here to make money for our clients. So if you have that kind of attitude, the money for you will automatically flow. It will come to you, because you are taking care of your client. And it's no secret that when Z remained on top, number one, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, 9 years, it became complacent, stopped listening to the viewers, customers, slipped to number 2, slipped to number 3. So the moment you don't listen to the customer, you don't take care of your customer, you can, from the entrepreneurship ends there. I would say that you no more would be an enterprising person if you don't listen to your customers. So with this, I think I'll be here to listen to the questions. But once again, thank you very much to all of you to listen to me carefully and quietly and attentively, making me feel better, that as if I know something. Thank you very much.
In the initial stages, when you had no access to public funds, like the stock market and all that, how do you manage your cash flows? I think that's something that all of us are worried about. Cash flow is something that all of us are worried about.
Yes. Initial stages, lot of businesses, but I will not recommend that you do any of these kind of crazy things. Crazy things as I did. When we set up SL World, we didn't have the loan sanction, but started construction, borrowed money from friends for a short term, and then, yeah, when the money came, we paid them back. Similarly, in Z, actually, it didn't happen that way because we could get some of the venture capitalists or venture capital funds to give us money when we started the concept, because conceptually, internationally, everybody believed that this can work or this will work. And if this will work, it will make big. And they gave us about $10 million that time. And that saw us substantial time. But once you have, I personally also would like to say, Sundar, that if you have honesty, sincerity, I think people are there to give you money. You won't suffer because of cash flows.
Okay, since there are no more questions coming, let me ask you one more question. You know, you started SL World at a time when there was nobody thinking about a theme park. Then you also had SL Packaging, when again, it was not even a business people would normally enter into. So what prompted you to get into SL World, SL Tubes, whatever, SL Packaging?
Actually, SL Packaging, some of you may be familiar, I don't know how much you know about it, but today it's the world's largest toothpaste tube making company. We make about 8 billion tubes a year. Every third human being, no matter where on the earth, is brushing their teeth in the morning, uses SL tube. So, thank you. And when we started it, it was just a thing that I had been to a packaging exhibition in 1981. We saw this product. I heard a story from the technology providers that in USA, in '77, some family sued Procter & Gamble because the child had, while brushing the teeth, child chewed the tube of toothpaste. And at that developed an ulcer in the stomach. Because that, Procter & Gamble was sued and they paid about $10 million that time. So that's how they developed this new technology, which were far more hygienic and all. So that story I bought, actually. And that's how SL Packaging was born. Of course, initially we had a lot of problems. The company wiped out its entire capital, but the group supported it, and today it's a good, pride, multinational company operating in all the 5 continents. Same way SL World. Actually, because of SL Packaging was on its way, it was successful, it was running. I handed over to my youngest brother, Ashok, that company. I was unemployed. So being unemployed created SL World.
So entertain yourself.
Yes, thank you.
All right, okay, Sam.
Subhash, my question is, you've always been doing first things. So, first cable and satellite channel, first plastic tube, first SL World, first. So what's the next new first?
Well, next new first, I would say that some of you know, but we will make a big celebration not far away. I think we have already set our targets in our minds. 21st May 2015, we will be celebrating the new product launch or success of that. As I don't know how many of you were there on that day when I attended your function at Taj Lands End. And when Narendra Modi was speaking, you should market all the things what he was saying, we are doing it.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
Yes. You can log in into Veria, V-E-R-I-A, verialiving.com. of where you are living. It's a 24/7 TV station in America, programs produced by Americans in America. Concept is ours, Ayurveda, nature cure, Vastu Shastra, healthy cooking, how to live stressless life. Basic concept is how to live a happy and healthy life without consuming chemicals. We are making 5 pillars of it. TV station, website, which will tell you about your questions, about your wellness, well-being. Third being, we are also launching products, Ayurvedic products, right from cosmetics to other things, hair care thing. Fourth pillar is we are opening a 24/7 helpline in that country. American people, where we, I think, are also, India is also moving in the direction of being lonely people. We have said that 24/7 you can call us any number of times, anything, discuss with us. As a companion, we will respond to you. So it's a companion helpline. That's the fourth one. And fifth pillar of the same business is we are opening a 1,300 acres area. We are converting an existing resort into a Ayurvedic, nature cure, aquapuncture, all these Eastern philosophies put together in a kind of hospital and research institute.
There.
And there in America.
Which part of America?
It's in New York State. So that, I think, will be, hopefully, all of you will hear on 21st of May 2015 the success story as well as opening of that center.
So why not get into toothpaste if you're the world's largest toothpaste tube manufacturer and you have
That is conflict with the client. You can't enter into business which is of your client. Ali, before that, there was somebody who was raising hand from behind.
Sir, long back, that is when I was doing my MBAs 20 years back, there was a big article given in some of the business magazine, maybe Business India or something, I don't exactly recollect the name of the magazine, that you started this ZTV thing only because SL World you made the loss. So in order to compensate those losses, you decided to go in for starting this Z Telefilms and Z this thing. How true it is? I mean, today I got this opportunity to listen from you because 15 years back it was this thing for me. I mean, seeing it in a magazine. So how true it is, sir?
Yeah, it's true because SL World was running into losses. When we found out the reasons of it, that gave the opportunity. And that told us that people do want entertained, but they do not want to travel 2-3 hours from the city to SL World. So that was the question, what do we do to bring entertainment closer to the people? SL World also started making profit afterwards, and of course new Z was born, which created today, if Z would not have probably started, maybe this industry would have got delayed another 4 or 5 years to be flourished in India.
One question, not a question. I think you've done a great job. This philanthropy that you're doing is amazing. And you talked about Ayurveda and all. Have you ever tried to include another concept in this area, which is naturopathy? Because I'm a firm believer of that, and I practice that. Have you ever thought? Do you know anything about that?
Naturopathy is the base of this business.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Without naturopathy, you see, there is a company in America named Hospital Corporation of America. There is a Frist family. They run 160 hospitals, the largest hospital chain. And one of the two brothers, he is a very well-renowned heart surgeon. So he explained me. And when I explained him that what I'm doing in that country, he has been a senator, he has written America's 2 times the health policy. So I want to bring him on Varia Living board of advisors. He has accepted, but then when he understood, he took 5 times meeting. So he explained me, which probably I was not able to put into their way of thinking words, is that if you have got 100 years of life, then 30% is only your genetics. 5% comes from the environment. If you are living in a polluted environment, if you are not drinking right quality of water, if you are not eating right kind of food, that adds 5%. That is 35. The medical existing as it exists, the modern medicine, hospitals, everything, all chemicals, pills we take in, it's only 15%. And about 15% is your socio-economic stature. If you are having some money to spend, you will buy good food, you will buy quality food, you will live happily, healthily. All this is adding to 15%. The remaining 35% of your life expectancy is your behavioral pattern. And what Varia Living is doing in America is only to change the behavior. So naturopathy is very big part of it. So the brand promise, what we have told to our customers there, today you will be happy to hear that I have already reached into 30 million American homes. They are the mainstream American homes, not Indian homes, where Varia Living is available as a service. So what we are telling them is that we are your companion in your journey of need. And we will agree with you tweaking your lifestyle a little bit, changing your lifestyle a little bit, so that you can, 4 things we promise. You be more successful in what you do, in your business, entrepreneurship, executive, whatever you do. More successful, better relationship around with your surroundings, with your spouse, with your friends, with your children, with everything. Third, healthy and happy life. And fourth, we prepare you more courageous to be facing the ruthless world which is ahead of us. And naturopathy is 70% part of it. Actually, Jindal Nature Cure Institute in Bangalore, they are helping us to set up this place.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much again.